It's been a very extraordinary experience from yesterday to this morning. Yesterday afternoon I got a message from Jeff. He said I will not be able to host the communion and the service. So can you be the MC? I said, okay, I'll be the MC. And this morning, 7:40, when I get up to look at my phone, I got a message from Farm. Said, I am sick. I cannot come to serve and preach. And that's immediately makes me thrilled because he said, can you do the preaching? And can you be the MC and leading the communion? Oh, but the question immediately jumped to my mind is the question why we come to worship. Is that worship because of the preacher? It is the worship because of the MC. And when I pray for that, because all the elders, kind of all surprised and do not know what to do. Should we have a combined service? When I pray, there's a word coming to my mind is God will provide, and God provides. I'm thinking, how is that real? Is that real? So immediately I started collecting, thinking what I can say if I preach, what topics should be brought to this sermon, because this is a New Year sermon. It's kind of special, and there's a communion. Just too many topics. I don't know which one to pick. But then suddenly, it's really makes me calm, because when I think back, what happened in my life during the last 10 days, from Christmas right now, everything speaks to me. Everything I want to share with you. And come to me this verse, this passage, is James, is his greeting, his encouragement to all the disciples, all the Christians at that time. So let's read it together and see what we can get from this message. Let's start. Okay, hold on. Let me try this. Okay. This point or even you. It works. James, do it together. A servant. Can we read together? Yes. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. The beginning, James says, to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations, greeting. So start greeting. And then consider it pure joy. This is not a suggestion, please consider. No, it's just consider. This is the main point of this whole passage. Consider it pure joy. And then he explained, in where? Whenever you face trials in many of kinds. This is the circumstance. Whenever says time. Whenever, and then place. Where the place? Face trials of many kinds. Because you know reason that the testing of your faith produce what? Perseverance. And let perseverance finish his work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So this is a topic, the title of this talk. I want to talk about to be mature and complete. To be mature, complete. this is the right timing to think about it. Every year, at the end of the year, normally, or at the beginning of the year, very often people are going to think back what had happened in our life. And what we're going to do in the future. Normally we have what do you have? Do you have a last night, the prayer meeting with Father? The New Year resolution, right? Normally we have that. Do you? No? I thought they proposed that. But, this is the moment we think. We make some meditation of what we have done during the past and what we're going to try to have and make a new plan for the new year. And this, because through that, we're going to make some decision to what? To make something change. Specifically for the young people, because the environment changed so much. Sometimes we just move from one school to another one. And that's a huge change for everyone. But when we think about this, what it says, moving back. So when we think about that, consider it pure joy. There's a huge contrast because what here is described, you consider everything is pure joy. However, in what kind of? Facing trials of many kinds. One describes the trials in many kinds is not only describe something bad. And this circumstance is describe everything. Something good, something make us feel good. Something make us feel bad. All things. But when we think about all these trials, what is the first thing in your mind? Graduation, go to college, that is one big, I guess it's considered a big trial because it's huge change. But the best thing, I think we're facing is the family. So we face all the challenges, all the trials, all the excitement, all the difficulty. If you do not realize, most of them coming from our home. You agree? Or not? I'll show you how. But here what you see, this picture strikes me a lot. You see the Hannah, the wife called Hannah, and then the man called Jian Fei, and then the two little boys they got last year. It's a very special way. Her name called Hannah. Hannah, who is Hannah? Hannah in the Bible is mother of who? Samuel. Because she just cannot conceive a baby, never be able to pregnant because God's will. And then God provides. So when she received the baby, what she said? God gave me what I want, and I will offer my son to him. This is a beautiful story about it. But look at this picture. You guys feel striking? Do you guys experience this in your life? This is what the picture when you were little. On top. You were carried by your parents, mama, father, when you were little. And you grow bigger and bigger. And eventually you're going to become one of this. You're going to carry your baby. This is a very, very meaningful picture for, I think, when we see it, my heart beat. Because I was a little like that. And then I experienced this. So many of you are experiencing the blessing from God in the church, if you realize that. And this is a picture of one Angela right now. That is a picture when you were younger in the church. You have, if you remember, Grace was here. I saw, the first day when Grace was born. That is how it was. As in many of you, I saw Jessie when she was only 2 years old. And I see you, I cannot even call your name. But you see, this is how we grow in the church. This is a picture of life. And unfortunately, you were very exciting to grow, but some people not lucky because some people getting old. This is my picture. Oh my! I hate this point. This is me. We have 50 years birthday party for me, held by a disciple group on 24th, December 24th. Normally, I do not have this kind of celebration because most of the time, it's just together with the church celebration. But this one is very special. I think God gave me this, and they make a big surprise party. It's really surprised me with many different ways. But when I was thinking about the years, for the past 50 years, is that too long for you guys? Cannot imagine, right? When you will be 50 years. And the question raised in my mind is two questions. One is during on the way driving to the party, I was thinking. My wife, Sunny, she's back, so I look at her thinking, this woman been with me for around more than 30 years. So we get to know each other when we was 18 years old in college. 32 years she knows me. We got married in 1995. This will be almost 25 years old. And then I'm thinking, do I become a better man through all this period of life? What is the contribution of this woman to me? Do I become a better man because of my wife? And then another question, so I spoke to my wife, asked her, do I make you a better woman because of this marriage for the last 25 years? Because when I think about how she looked, this is a picture I dig out recently, I think just a few days ago, because Arthur helped me recover a hard drive. And I get this picture. When I look at this, wow, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful at that moment. But after 50 years, what has changed? Because when I think back, those will be the most wonderful moments when you find someone beautiful. It's just to fit everything you want. She's beautiful. She's highly educated, right? She had a doctor degree, many years before I got one. But then the thinking is, what is the current conversation we have normally at home? We have a lot of argument. We have a lot of something we try to improve each other. You should do this better, you should do that better. And she had a question for me, I had the same thing for her. And there's one question I asked her, if the scale of love is 10, which one you gonna put your love to me? She said, what are you gonna answer? It's a trick. She said 10.
Yeah.
And then I asked another question, if the hatred, the scale of hate is 1 to 10, where you gonna put your hate to me? You know what's the answer? 10. You're gonna realize you're gonna hate the people, but not because of you don't know them. You know them the best. Normally, the one hurt you the best, not hurt you the worst. Not hurt you the worst is the one you love the best. That is the power. That is the power. Because this is the same way I feel for her. If anything happened to her, I'm going to die for her. But if nothing happened, I'm going to hate her the most. You should do this meditation. Not even the smallest thing. And this is her words. Beautiful. And her answer to me that, do I make you a better person? You know what the answer she gave? I think she's kind of very wise on that. She said, yes, at least inside. At least inside. Well, this is such a big comfort. You know, when we love someone, what do you want to do? You want to really give the best to them. You really want to be good in front of them. You want to think, wow, you are. That is how we love. You even give up what you have. You want to show, you want to demonstrate. I'm the one you should appreciate. That is when everyone in love. At many of your age, I think in some the mood of, taste of liking someone, try to. But pleasing someone is something you're gonna realize is a big part. I try to please you because I love you. I don't want to act bad in front of you. So this is a demonstration of love. If a person do not want to be better in front of you, then you're gonna question his love or her love. And that's very hard to understand, but it's very practical. In our life, you have to examine yourself. If you want to really act bad, because sometimes, it doesn't mean you don't have the true love. Sometimes just you don't really try to practice that love in life. But then, not only that, because this is what I look at. When we just came to Maryland, is that good? Look better than this, right? Is it true? Say yes, right? So at least I think this is how people change after 60 years or more than that. This is life. A question I ask myself: do I grow a little? Do I grow a little? Why so much complaining from the family or a lot of things I even I do not realize, but now become a big problem. And I have been acting like that through all my life. And the answer to that question, do my wife make me better man? I think my answer is true. And gradually I appreciate more and more the presence of her in my life. I see how God blessed me through that. Everyone grows. This is Arthur and Yu. Where is Yu now? And that's what. But now he grows. The reason he grows because he knows a lot of things better. When I deal with Angela, very often he has comments. Daddy, you should not do this. You should do something else with Angela. You cannot spoil her, you cannot hold her, you should let her be alone. Be strong, be independent. But that's what in 2004. But it usually grows everywhere. And this is the family now. And through the family we grow. This is a circumstance God made us experience every day. Every day. Very often I got challenged from Arthur now. He graduated from high school. He is in the senior in the college. And when he come back, he got a challenge. Daddy, our family is not a Christian family. He said, why? We have too much argument. We do not be humble with each other, and we should do something. This is a trial for me, right? This is when I heard that I was so surprised, so discouraging. You know, when we went, there's a tour. We went to the, you know, where's the place we went to? Where is the place we went to for the summer? We went to a tennis history museum, right? Where? Do you remember that place? But anyway, that museum, they have a big court for many people players to play. And I watched them. I saw this is the, you know, the world, this tennis, where its origin is, all the players, all those histories of the top players. The museum for them is on the grass, so the court is very good. In my mind, I thought every player who can play there should be the top ones. But I saw there were two of them, just a very, very, looks like a sloppy, very polite. It's not that beautiful, so I was excited. I shut up. Wow, look at them! You know, Arthur was in front, you know, beside me. He said, "Daddy, what are you doing? You are the minister of the church." You know, that's really making me, oh my God, what? Shameful. Humility. Because but that's a growth. That is growth. And I remember this, consider pure joy in a challenge like this. And imagine the picture, you know, I hold him like that with his hand, but now challenging me with that. And yesterday I have a conversation with him. I said, "Arthur, looking back the way you grow, looking back the way we teach you, guiding you, what you think we did not do well. You know what is it?" He said, "You should spend more time with us, more activity with us." I said, "What kind of activity? Game? And what else?" He said, "Talk. A talk like friends. Not always ask us to play cello, do things, but something, talk, share." This is how we need to learn. Even at my age, after my son Arthur went to college, there's still so many things need to learn, because this is gonna be the result. Then I think about what I should play with him. Is in the, you know, the most enjoying thing is probably game. So everyone, and I had a chance with Peter on the way to drive to CMC, and he said, "Oh, do you know, Chris at home in the night, sometime in his computer, suddenly say, 'Yo, what are you doing?'" I said, "Yo is not at home. They're on the game." You know, I thought, okay, that's good. But you know, I know gaming sometimes is difficult to give up. But I know the difficulty is because this is really interesting. I had a chance to play a game during, I think on the New Year evening. It's called 狼人杀 Chinese, called 狼人杀. Do you know that game? It's wolf kill man. So there's a wolf. You know, basically the game is wolf you have a group of people, they don't know the wolf gonna come out, they're gonna kill the innocent. The innocent are gonna get together to fight. This is the first time I got a game with a group of people. Only 3 rounds. I love it. Then I go back. After go back home, I text the player. I said, "Okay, next time if you have a chance, you're gonna call me." And they said, "We don't need to get together. There is plenty game players on the internet. We can easily grab 9 people from the network." Wow, that is very dangerous, because if I go there, I'm going to spend time with them and really enjoy the time to play the mind game. So I decided, okay, that's it. And that taste let me know why the kids being so interested just cannot give up the game because they do not control, they don't see the danger. Once they're in it, they're gonna be there and enjoy it. When they be there, they're just killing all the time with their family and friends. The friends in real life. This is all the things I need to learn. I learned within the last 10 days. You know, we continue to learn, you know, this is from December 27th to 31st, our church be responsible for the meal. There's more than 2,000 people attended the CMC, Chinese Commission Conference, every 3 years, held in Baltimore. Our church be responsible for that. This is such a great thing. Serve. We should be blessed. But during, you know, see all the people, 2,000, can you imagine more than 2,000 in one hall? Within 1 hour, they're gonna get in, they're gonna be lined up and be seated. Such a big job that we serve there with all joy. And what the team that we do is just at the entrance we collect the tickets, and then inside we have them guide them to the place where the food is. It was so joyful there because we serve. But you know, I think on December 29, Thomas' mom found someone take her bag. She could not find it. There's a wallet there. There's a new cell phone there. There's a coat there. It just disappeared. No one knows where is it. And later on, with the cell phone tracking, Thomas' daddy found actually the phone was turned off in a place nearby, in the gallery, nearby the conference. So clearly the phone being operated, and it clearly been turned off. And there's nothing left. We tried to go to the security office to see the tape, and the officer said, okay, the tape was wrong. I mean, the camera was down for a couple of weeks, there's no signal at all. But this is a challenge, because when we look at that, wow, a phone, wallet, driver license, credit card. If she did not go there to serve, this won't happen. But this is the circumstance. What should we do? How will we comfort them? But this is the second day. Next time we should get a hits. This is the second day is she serving over there with joy. Consider a joy, pure joy. Any challenge there. Because we don't know how to comfort her. And these things happens to many of us. Many of us. So you see, people sometimes they do not understand why Christians suffer. You've been challenged with this idea. I've been Christian. I've been serving God so diligently. However, I suffered. So many things happened in our life. So many things happen in our life. We don't understand. Because some say, okay, this is God. Either He is bad or He is not capable. But that is the root for many people to not come, because when they see that, the bad one live longer. The bad one become richer. The bad one eat lobster. But the good one, they don't have jobs, they have disease. They live shorter. So many people ask, what's the meaning to be this? To be Christian? Because they do not have a life connected with eternal God. And if you look at this is the the New Year, second day. New Year's second, I think it will be January 2nd. Many of you been friends with Michelle, with Helen, Tracy, all this family been with us. And the sister, their mom is serving, is such a faithful woman, sister in the church. And we have been together for 15 years, more than that probably. And this family, we have been together. And the last year, I think in November, her mom being diagnosed with cancer and had surgery. After 1 year of surgery, the cancer come back again. And this is a moment I happen to share because this New Year I started thinking I should share some of my readings or thinking in my moments. And this crossed to my eyes in the morning. This is Michelle's study. Anyone can read this in Chinese? I can explain to you. Okay, last night, 11 o'clock, after pick up the kids from the school, Marshall School, just arrived house. Did not get a chance to put everything down. And the wife called from the upstairs because the grandma had a stomach ache. You have to go there to see her and pray for her. That is a phone. So the wife called the husband saying, your mom was sick there. You have to see her, talk to her, and pray for her. And then said again, several days ago, there is an offer from Amazon. And he said, I believe it's a good offer, but considering the cancer of the mom, it's not a good timing to change job. So he rejected. And then here he say, so last night, stay in the office alone. He thought about the 3 adults in the house. All are patients. The wife, grandpa, and grandma. And then on the other side, there are 4 kids. He stopped it. And then he said, why everyone's so difficult? Why life so difficult? This is the circumstance where I said, I don't know how to comfort you. Besides the word in the Bible. I don't know how to say. I don't know what to say. This is all the circumstance we have to experience. And very often we experience them here and there. From the friends or in our own life. Sometimes when we were younger. Sometimes when we become older. Sooner or later, this kind of challenge is going to be everyone's life. Be everyone's life. Be prepared. What happened to other people going to happen to us too. But the commandment is, from the word is, consider it pure joy. And you know what? This make changing thinking. And he said to me, I realize I not have a relationship. I do not have a relationship with God. I do not have the strength from Him. I do not have the security, do not have peace, do not have hope at this moment. And this is really reveal our life, what inside of us with God. But when we consider how great the God is, how precious to have a relationship with God is, this is where the blessing coming from. This is where the grace comes from. This is where the hope comes from. Because at this moment, the whole family, everyone in the house is going to ask this question. God, are you real? Are you real in my life? Are you real the one? Are you real the joy in our life? If we have that in our life, if we know that are not in our life, this is a point where the blessing gonna come. If we think, if I have a relationship with God is good, if serving Him is an honor, not a burden, if His Word is precious to a point we desire it, not reading it by schedule. We worship it is not because there's a service there. There's a scheduled plan. There is a scheduled thing here. Because we come here just to worship Him. And that is such a big blessing. We have all these things being revealed in our life, saying you are not with God. Because when everything difficult, you do not consider it pure joy. You only consider it a joy because you like it, because it fits your will, it fits your desire, it fulfills your personal thought. It is everything. Yesterday, we went to a fair. This is every year, New Year's is an organization. You know, the theme for this is the whole church is build up and reach out. We have to reach out, go to the community. If you never be able to go out, to try to, or have a burden in your heart, when you look at the people around you, say, wow, I owe you. Then you have to think. That's why the church being able to see this vision, this calling, you have to go out to preach the gospel because you've been blessed. But we went there with the church. Did you see the church? This is our church sign. Okay, but the whole event is actually organized. You have, not for church, not for any non-profit organizations, only for people who in different colleges in China. So they have all these schools. So we went there with our church. We tried to say, okay, we need to go there. We need to let people know we are the people around them in their life. So we went there. We made food. We were so exciting at the beginning when I was able to try, have the opportunity, have a space, and let us in. So we made the food. There are three or four major contributors. And this is what? Jenny, right? Jenny. It's your mom, right? Can you stand up? Let's see. Yeah. You were there, right? Yes. And what she made some cookies and the dried beef. It's so wonderful experience in front of us. So we served. And it turns out it's very hard. I don't know what's going on. It's so hard to serve. It's squeezed. You have to fight to reach to people, give things, and get the money back and put the return back. A lot of work within 2 hours. And with all those efforts, we did not make so much. 3 of them, we made $200 total. And then I asked her, what is your, the raw material cost? She says around 40. You have 3-person contribution, make total $200. If you split, basically, $60 per person probably, right? With Jenny, the raw material is more than $40. So basically cutting everything $40 for the materials plus the labor. I do not know how much gonna left with 60 total for the sale. Nothing. And she said, you know what she said? I really enjoy what she said. She said, it's so hard. I will not do it again. Because I really appreciate honesty. That is what when we do things. At the beginning, we try to serve. We have whole warm heart and do something for God. However, when we really get into the situation, challenge us with all the labors. I thought it's even better if we just send it for free. You have to sell, and you have to, you have to take money, consider everything, count the money, and then do not make anything. Why don't we just send out for free? That's easier, right? And everyone gonna be welcome. I like it. However, this is the real life. Even we serve God, we have challenges. But that's a good start. Because that is the starting point where we realize we are not that really doing things for the purpose. What is the purpose for the whole event? It's not for making money. If you recall that, we try to preach to the audience, everyone. Go to the public, let them see the God. Not only make the money, not only for our comfort. But that's where the blessing coming from, because now we have a clear goal, clear picture of where we are. Why we do things, why we come. And this is I think, so whether you eat, drink, whatever you do it all for the glory of God. If this is the purpose, I think it's been blessed. That this purpose will be fulfilled through yesterday's events, efforts. Okay, to the last point. I think today's message, the New Year service, try to remember the whole everything around us, every people around us made us grow. When I think about my wife saying, how you make me grow during the last year, several years. Now I start to think even broader way. How you make my life grow. How Arthur make my life grow. Now Angela keep challenging me. When she was 2 years old, start conversation. When she can put things together. You know what the early things she put together? Daddy, when you talk to me, why you are so loud? I don't like it. This is amazing because he still can have that complaining right now for everyone in the house. It's the same thing happened to Yoyo. When he was young, he just hate people talk loud to him. And the same thing he did. You never see him talk loud. But this is how I learned from them. Well, I so appreciate because this kid, it's hard. Sometimes people change, but that's how God can put everything in front of us. Keep working until to the end, we become mature and complete. That is the goal. That is the hope. So for everyone here, consider your family first. How my father, my mom, my grandparents, my mom make me better. Think about the way, do I make other people better? When your friend dancing together, ask the question. Nicole, think about Nicole, Grace. If this person make me better. And then for Grace, for Nicole can think about Grace. Did she make me better? A person. Think about the people who never say anything to you. What is their role in your life? Then now you're going to realize how God worked through them in your life. Then you're going to be amazingly grateful. Wow, God has done so much. Consider every trial in your life is a path for you to grow. And the goal is to make you, someday you may be, it's maybe. We have a lot of work in ourselves, maybe mature and complete. All right, that will be the message for the morning. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the wonderful day. Thank you for being able to speak to us through all these truths, all these stories, living things in our life. Give us a heart, an eye can see these things, can perceive these things. So we know you never stop talking to us. You never stop loving us. You love us so much that we never, probably sometimes we do not see. And we do not be grateful for what you have in our life. Keep all this word in our mind for the year of 2020. So we can live with hope, with peace, with love. Bless all these people in the room. And there's many of us who are not with us. Pray in Jesus' name. Amen.